Hey, it's your guy, EC Eric Clements, your baby boomer cruiser. Hey, I want to bring you along on a very special trip, one I call one of many, what I hope will be once in a lifetime type trips. I am at the lawn club of the beautiful celebrity Eclipse. We are somewhere in the South Pacific headed toward Tahiti. We started it all in Honolulu, and 19 nights later, we'll wind up on the other side of the planet, down under, in Australia, Sydney to be exact. I am here on the Eclipse at the Lawn Club. The Pacific is out here. Rio Grass, the only cruise line to have it, is back here. We got so much to see, so much to do. I wanted to bring you along on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. So come on with me, stay with me. We'll get it all started coming up soon. We make up the biggest part of the industry. I'll get the goods for you and me, 'cause I'm the baby boomer cruiser. Where should I go? What's good to eat? I tell you if the cabin's good for sleep, 'cause I'm the baby boomer cruiser. Food, activities, excursions, amenities, I got them all for you, 'cause I'm the baby boomer cruiser. I got it all for ya. The baby boomer cruiser. I got the news for ya. To begin this dream Transpacific Odyssey, we first had to fly into Honolulu. All the stuff you see in the movies and on postcards is true. As we looked out of our airplane window, the beautiful islands surrounded by the majesty of the Pacific Ocean are a sight to behold. And for me and my wife personally, our first ever trip to Hawaii was something we'll remember for the rest of our lives. The general cost of living can also tarnish those memories, though. Prices here are expensive. Just getting a meal or an adult beverage at a typical restaurant can set you back $75 to $100 or more. Beauty has its price, I guess. Still, I strongly recommend that on a trip like this, plan to come into your port city a day or even 2 days before embarkation. If you can help it, don't come into town the day of. Too much can go wrong and cause you to miss your sailing, especially if you're coming from the U.S. mainland into Hawaii. All you hear about beaches and Honolulu is true. No private beaches here. However, Honolulu is a beautiful, busy city with plenty of activities for those who love the water, sun, and sand. And we found a few things to do for those who want to sample a bit of Polynesian culture as well.
This is a sandy beach in the right hand side, sandy beach.
On our second night in town, we took in a real luau and some indigenous South Pacific culture as well. By the time embarkation day came on Monday, we were psyched and remained so as we began the boarding process, which went very smoothly, even though the ship was late getting the process going. COVID protocols were still in place, but with passengers prepared, the process was relatively short. Nice. We were ready to board and get this thing started. We were also one of the first ships to leave this port since the pandemic. After a little exploration, we headed to our cabins. After all, this is a place we'd call home for the next 19 nights, and we were pleasantly surprised. We saw a comfortable layout with a nice earth tone design and plenty of storage space above and beneath our bed. The drawers and desk offered enough space for us to store our luggage and all that extra stuff that one brings when they'll be on board for almost 3 weeks. The bathroom had a shower that comfortably worked, even though it did not have the shampoo and shower gel dispensers that we experienced aboard the Summit. The robes were not well-fitting and were somewhat worn, but overall, the room had a lot more size than I thought. But there's a caveat. We had large slanted windows because we were at the very front, I mean very front of the Eclipse. Here's a view from our window. Very nice sitting still. But if there are rough seas, if the ship dropped anchor, if the crew was partying in their area, we heard and felt it all. On a Transpacific, I would not recommend these roomy cabins because we felt everything. More on this later. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What the heck do you do with your time and your life when you have 19 nights looking ahead of you on a Transpacific cruise? Well, I'll give you the simple answer. Anything you want. The cruise ship activities are boundless and endless, with dozens of them scheduled at all times of day and evening for you to get involved in. But sometimes you have to just learn to do something that we call relax. And there's plenty of places around the beautiful celebrity Eclipse to do just that. The Lido deck is equipped with 2 swimming pools, one at a depth of about 4 feet, the other about 5'9". 4 hot tubs are available as well. And even though we were heading into early spring on the other side of the world, there were plenty of folks who took advantage of the sun. If you're more of an inside person, there's also the adults-only solarium, which features a large pool, 2 large hot tubs, and a comfortable, less noisy indoor atmosphere for those 16 and older. If you really want to relax, the ship's spa and staff are second to none. For an extra charge, you can get massages and skin treatments. I had my first ever massage, and it was heavenly. If you like hitting the gym daily, the Eclipse has a large facility with all the latest equipment, which includes free weights and all the latest machines to keep you from losing that figure with all the good food that's available. All, of course, with a great view of the ocean for you to take in while you sweat. Note, I never came here once. Because of the sheer time it takes to complete this trip, the sailing was a decidedly baby boomer cruise. Not many working folks can take more than 3 weeks off at a time, so about 95% of the 2,100 people on this ship were age 55 and above, in my estimation. The ship's elegant design seems perfect for longer sailings. It has 14 bars along with 7 restaurants, and as I've spoken about in previous episodes, this ship has dozens of those getaway places or nooks for intimate one-on-one or group gatherings. One of our favorite spots was Cellar Masters, the wine bar. We'd often find ourselves here before dinner and even took part in a world wine tasting tour that was held here early into our sail. It's a beautiful, intimate spot for good conversation with lots of choices for wines from around the world. Just about everywhere we went, live music was being played. The grand foyer was often the main stage, with the music cascading up several floors so all in the vicinity could hear it loud and clear. And again, with 14 bars spaced out all over the ship, there was no excuse not to have a drink in hand, if that's your kind of thing. Activities are plentiful. Some involve a commitment of 2 to 3 days of rehearsal for the passengers. My wife was involved in a traditional Polynesian dance taught by a lifelong dancer instructor. Checking your celebrity app or printed daily news is the way to keep up on all classes, talks, trivia, games, and anything else you might want to partake in. We often found a spot to play cards and just take it all in. The key is we found plenty of spaces to relax and took advantage of most of them. 6 nights of making our way across the Pacific is almost over, but we haven't talked food or gotten specific about entertainment just yet. That's coming up as we prepare for our first stop, Papeete, Tahiti, in part 2 of the Baby Boomer Cruiser, our Trans-Pacific Odyssey.